Whole ordeal. My parents had to find the right circle of stones in the middle of the night. There was a lot of chanting involved. Yeah, we don't like to talk about that. Okay, I think we have the makings of our first orbital station. Yeah, I think we're good. Long messages trigger automat because long reason response is, of course, spam. Wait, oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that, Fub, because you know me, I appreciate the long messages. I think we're good. Wait, I knew it, I was looking around. Okay, I was staring at this thing, as you know, we're all able to see. I was staring at this thing, and I was thinking, I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? What is wrong? Kerbal engineer, 1. 2. A docking port on the side. I was like, I'm forgetting something important. Now, just because I think this looks ugly, I want to see if we can move this thing closer, like that. A little bit outwards. There. Just that little bit closer. Yeah, that'll probably be fine. There we go. I think we're ready to get going with the Orbital 1. Save that baby. Check who's in there. We have Carrick Kerman in there. That is good. So, how about you guys start thinking of a cool name for this orbital? We're gonna, and remember, we're gonna be abbreviating it like the ISS. Something cool like that. Here's another thing I've been thinking of. Right now, we've always been doing these 90-degree equatorial orbits. But the ISS, if I recall correctly, is aligned at a 45-degree angle. So I'm thinking, instead of doing the 90 degrees, we may want to do the 45 at this angle. Why not? It's cool. Oh, we have no SAS, of course. That's a problem. That's why the module said that we needed an SAS to actually use it. The fluffy unicorn of space? I don't know, right now it looks more like a horrifying suppository that you do not want to use. Okay, let's turn off the heat map, the rendezvous, let's get the orbital. Thrust to weight is 1.65. I want to get that down to use as little of my engine right now as I can. I want to get most out of these SRBs. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's giving me a little bit of weird shimmy. Oh, 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 God. Woo. This baby likes to play. Why was I doing this actually? I need to get out of the atmosphere as quickly as possible. There's Kerbal lives at stake here. Also, I did not pack any emergency escape, any ejection modules. So this Kerbal is in for a wild ride. It's a life or death situation for this Kerbal. Plus, as I'm realizing, I want this thing to be at 100 kilometers. So I might as well just have done full blasting. Okay, I'm intentionally just letting this drop together with the apoapsis to see if we can just get a very natural gravity turn. As you can see at the bottom bottom left, the pitch, yaw, and roll are not being used right now. I think we're doing fine. We have enough delta V for an orbit, and we're already, of course, putting delta V in this thing. The only thing I am thinking of... Oh, we want to adjust that one. One thing that I'm thinking of right now is... I could have, and should have, probably... There we go. Added something to allow us to return our spent staging. Let's adjust this to the side right now to keep on accelerating. We want to reach 100,000, but I want to use as much. There we go. I want to get an exact 100,000. But we should have a lovely, there we go, inclined orbit right there. Now, why did I do that? For one, I want to learn more about properly setting up inclined orbits. That is one reason. Two, as far as I know, the ISS is actually on an inclined orbit. We need to destroy some of these remainders. The ISS is on an inclined orbit. And three, I started to figure out why. Because if you're on an equatorial orbit, sure, you can always reach that same spot. I think the ISS is on this inclined orbit because it allows you to be above more of the Earth. And as well, you can you wait for your actual launch site to come underneath this orbit and then launch. So it allows you to reach your site from multiple spaces. Now, of course, that doesn't matter to us right now because we just have the one launch site, but I just thought it'd be cool. Now we're using the magic of our reaction wheel. Summon Crackle Infernal or pronounced Sky. Nice. Kerbal Autonomous Rotating Refuge Ongoing Trip, the carrot. Actually, I like the Kerbal Autonomous Rotating Refuge Ongoing Trip. 45 grade orbit, yep. Okay, let's get some focus in here. We need 640 out of our 1602 delta V. Let's get this done. We are nearing our burn. Three, two, one, burn. T minus 20 seconds. 15 seconds. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. And that is about what we need. That is about what we need. It's not exactly nice and circular at 100k. Might want to adjust this a little bit. Is this route? There we go. 96, 97, it's 107. You know what? This is fine, really. Don't want it that precise. Now, I should have made it so that this thing can be deorbited. But I'm realizing that that is just something that we forgot, and that's alright. Okay, there we go. We have the beauty of space. We have the sun ready for our revelation. Our beauteous space station. Let's just decouple that beauty. And enjoy this wonderful ballet. As we move away just that little bit. There we go. Now, I intentionally did not make action groups for these. Just call me nerdy, but I enjoy being able to do some of these individually. Just being able to click them, see the things happening. I just like this silly little ballet of different things orbiting around each other. Getting a nice little inspection of the space station going. Docking with this thing will be quite hard because you're too far away from the ecliptic plane. Not that difficult though, Maffy. It's real easy to launch in that 45-degree orbit. I mean, as you just saw, that was pretty much no problem getting up there. There we go. It's real easy to launch in a 45-degree angle. All you need to do is make sure that your point of departure is right underneath that orbit. Okay, so let's have a look at our stats here. So our living space is poor. We already knew that. Modest because we have no firm ground. We do have exercise because this thing has an exercise wheel. But let's have a look at batteries. Fine. These things will last us a long time. Good, good, good. CO2 level will be fine as well. Now the comfort. Look at that jump up from modest to good. Now that little Kerrig is going to have some exercise. Awesome. So this is going to hold out for the 30 days that we need it to. Doesn't have any data, but here we can control some of this automatic stuff. So one of the things, this just says where we are directly. We can turn off lights on and off and control those from here. We're not going to be landed, not going to be in space, but I think we're going to want several things that we're going to adjust. So if we want the water recycler, there we go. Just need to wait until the orbital path, as for 20 Ninja saying, is overhead, so you have a launch window twice a day. Exactly. And you can get all the biomes this way, yeah. Well, in this case, we don't need any additional scans, but once we start hooking up some science things that we may need to want to scan specifically, then that does work. Men return flights from Minmus and Mun. I'm not planning on docking those with this. We'd probably want to actually have a space station orbiting around Minmus or the Mun for that. Let's see. We need to define some of these things. While it's in sun, it's good to be energy inefficient. So we want the gravity ring to be... Oh, I didn't mean to click right there. I want the gravity ring to be turned on when we're in sunlight. As well as the scrubber, pressure control, water recycler, all this stuff we want on in sunlight. In shadow, we want the gravity ring to be turned off, because this takes a lot of energy, and I would want to conserve as much as we can. Now, pressure control and scrubber we always want going, but the water recycler we may want to have turned off. Now, when power is high, we can... Well, did again. I tried right-clicking. When power is high, we can keep the gravity ring on. We can turn the water recycler on. But if power is low, we want this to be turned off. That way we can make sure that it starts balancing itself. It lowers its energy requirements when it's in trouble. Now radiation, I don't know what I can do against radiation. And indeed, this is when signals are lost or not lost, or when Kerbals are out on EVA. I think if we're out on EVA, probably going to want the gravity ring to go off. When we get back in, we'll want that to be on. But it's not as though we can retract the solar panels for the EVA, so there's nothing we can do there. But that's something you might want to think about. And there's specific action groups so you can define, but we don't need that right now. Now the config, normally I turn all of these off, as you know, particularly the battery. In this case, I want the information as soon as there's something wrong with this group, this thing, I need to know right away. Now, an important thing that we do here is gonna rename this from a ship into a space station. And let's see. I like FUB's suggestion, the Kerbal Autonomous Rotating Refuge Ongoing Trip. Or carrot. Boom. Space station. Now. Wait, do we not have the... we don't have an antenna on there, I guess. We have a docking port. We can generate power. Apparently, the antenna in this thing doesn't count. Oh god, did we end up getting some inventory? Yes. So, fortunately, we did remember to put a Communitron on this, so we're gonna have to do some EVA support. Get into an EVA. Check your inventory. By the way, notice that the gravity ring is indeed immediately retracting. Now this is why I wanted an engineer. Because, let's let that go. Get on an RCS here. Now, where do we attach this? I think we're gonna want to attach this on the rear end. Notice, by the way, how slow Carrick is now that we have so much stuff carrying around here. So, this utility wrench. I want a little bit of rent from you. This wrench, I believe, is this for to attach or detach smallest parts? Customize attach head, yada yada. It's designed to attach or detach the power plugs. Surface experiment pack. Okay, so the attachment tool is just for SCP, so we didn't even need that one. That was a mistake. We'll equip the wrench. Now we drag out the Communitron. And, whoa. We can put it like that. And we use H to attach it. We're going to need escape to cancel this. There we go. Is there a handle that I can grab onto here? Are those grabbable handles? I don't think so. They are not. Okay. In that case, a little bit of SAS would have made this job easier. But it wouldn't do it if easy was what I was looking for. There we go. We've just attached that Communitron on there, which now means we should meet the requirement. Let's extend that antenna. This facility supports at least 5 Kerbals. Really? It needed to be built with that antenna on it. So apparently, adding the antenna is not enough. You're kidding me. Is rockship able to attach to the station? Yeah, we have a docking port. Right there. So apparently, this doesn't count. Because the docking, the antenna wasn't on there as we launched it. That is a huge, huge bummer. Has an antenna. We have an antenna. We have a docking port. And we can generate power. I'm ticked off by this. Well, at the very least, one thing we can do... Oh, we can also, by the way, do this one. One thing we at least can do is have this Kerbal be in orbit for 30 days. And we're going to have to build another space station. I need to rip Willy Wonka. Hey, and it goes Southpaw. Space donut, indeed. This bums me out. This bums me out. Ah, well. You know what I want to do, though? I want to get a cockpit view from this Kerbal. Look at that copula. That view is a... Wait, what? Left the emergency slide rule in the bottom right cabinet. BK. Bill Kerman. P.S. I ate all the snacks. Damn it. Stop using bits of metal as fuses. You have spares. Okay. Jeez. Grumpy. And I love that little picture in there. So this is quite wonderful. Well, we're going to have to keep this Kerbal in here for 30 days. So we're going to set a timer. Alarm. Carrick. Kerbin return. And that's going to be a time interval of 30 days. In 30 days, Carrick is going to return. Now, in the meantime then, let's go back to the Space Center. So we're going to need to develop another space station. Ugh, that's annoying after having just completed this one. But I think maybe we'll do that. Well, let's get a little bit of variation. We need to go JSX-2B to the Expeditious and just do a little bit of a rover mission. And I think afterwards we may want to... Expeditious, there we go. I think after that we may want to design a new lander to go to Minmus. What does that crown mean? What crown? Maybe you see a crown in chat. I don't have... I use Chatty, so I don't actually see the same things you see, sadly. Ah, that's where you need to go, right? 7-2? Yeah, you want seismic readings. Perfect. Let's toggle the magnetometer. Your data is empty. That is alright. Oh man, this is one of my earlier designs. This is the one, if you remember correctly, where we adjusted the wheels so that they were intentionally I called it crippled because this thing, there we go, on this gravity has a tendency to flip ridiculous amounts. Okay, let's carefully move this forward. This is also very early design, so it doesn't even have all of the signs that I could put on there, nor does it have the spares that I put on the other ones. But yeah, are there, do you mean like crowns in front of people's names in chat? Or is there a crown in the game that I'm not noticing? Well, looks like we have about 6 minutes for a little question and answer session, if you'd like. Oh, in chat, yeah. Oh, I think if you mouse over, it tells you. I think I get a red icon because I'm the streamer. I think a crown is... Let's see, a sword is a mod. A crown is a... Is that a Twitch subscriber? Twitch Prime user. Yep, there we go. Yeah, the Amazon Prime deal that they have. I quite like that. And the people who are subscribed here get a cool little box emote that Huthor made for us. Since I'm an affiliate, I only get one emote. But, you know, that makes perfect sense, considering that, you know, partnered streamers should get the real service, basically. Oh man, this was such a bad rover design. As you can see, I angled the wheels so that they're not in one line, in the hopes of slowing it down a little bit, and they're angled like this, just to give it more stability. Because this was one of our first rovers, and as a result, its top speed is about 4 meters per second, as compared to the 10, 15 it could normally get if you design it properly with these wheels. Our later designs are so much better. Oh wait, I'm not doing this with the, there we go. Let's do this with the keyboard instead of the joystick, because it's just easier to hold down a key. So, any other things you're interested in? Other questions you have, maybe? Now that we're waiting for 4 more minutes. There we go. Turn the curve from the orbit of Minimus? Just from the orbit of Minimus? That's interesting. So that's just, they just want us to bring a Kerbal to the orbit and not beyond. I mean, if we're in orbit, we can just land already. Land a new rover on the Mun, that's easy. We already have one ready and going. Well, not to arrive there, but you know what I mean. This is a wait and see case. Oh, put a probe in a specific orbit around the Mun. That's something we could do. Now that's something we're working on. That is... Oh yeah, this is one we're failing, and harvest food in space for later. Guess you just need to return something from orbit, not a Kerbal necessity. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, we just need a satellite to return. That might be easy to do, actually. Just put something in orbit, see if there's any signs we still need to get in orbit of Minimus, and have that one return with the heat shield. Good call, Maffy. So Willie's saying, when did you start streaming? I think 3 years ago. Maybe even 3 years... Yeah, I think the 3-year anniversary was a couple of days ago, apparently. It's... I don't know. when I started, I tried to stream Wasteland 2.